5, Super Bowl Sunday, Rob Gronkowski, kick of destiny. You pulled John Cena this year? What?
Yes, John Cena is like my kryptonite throughout the commercial. He's always telling me I'm going to miss. And he wants to be the guy that actually does the kick. But I come through again, and I let the executives of FanDuel know that I am going to make this kick this year, and that's why they chose me again. And John Cena, take a back seat, baby, because I'm going to make that kick.
I love that. How's it going? Give us the update. We're going to do these weekly temperature checks, check-ins. You know, we have to all make a pick for the kick of destiny. Will he make it or miss it? Where are we at?
It's going really good. I've had about 4 practice sessions in the last 2 weeks. I actually have another practice session tomorrow. And I'm doing this rapid fire kicking style where I just have someone, you know, set the ball up on the tee, and then I kick it. And then within 5 seconds, I do it again because I'm just trying to build the strength of my leg and get my leg conditioned just so it's ready to go for any circumstance or any situation I have to deal with out in the middle of the desert out in Vegas. So it's going really good. I made a 40-yarder the other day as well. I'm making 30-yarders, but the kick is going to be 25 yards, and I'm going to make this kick, and I'm going to put the football right through the uprights.
You made a 40-yarder. I like seeing that. I'm in the make column right now after hearing that. Are you, Belichick, like you said, to prepare you to go into bad conditions, he'd wet the balls, he'd make it cold, he'd have are you embracing those elements? Do you have wind fans on you for all of this? What do you got?
I actually got to do some practicing outside. Every single kicking practice so far has been inside, but I have wet the ball a few times just in case if it's raining out. So Coach Belichick loved to do that. Coach Belichick's favorite thing was when it was under 32 degrees, he would walk up to the football, he would get 2 water bottles, he would spray the water bottles and make sure they were slippery, and you got to hike the ball before the football turns into ice. And then you would watch Tom Brady try to throw the football, and he looks like a 4-year-old trying to throw it because it was just slipping out of his hands on every throw. And Coach Belichick would just be in the corner chuckling, laughing that he couldn't complete the pass. So those are the conditions I'm dealing with right now, so I am prepared for this kick.
Maybe we need to get Bill in this. Bill's not busy. He isn't doing anything. We need to get him there. Can you? What is that? What's your best impersonation of Bill's laugh? Chuckling. Bill chuckling. I've never heard.
Like you can't throw the ball. Like a high schooler can throw it better than you.
I love it. Not bad. Listen, he's not laughing. He's trying to find a job. He's ironing his best suits. He probably has 3 suits, that man. And he's, obviously he had some time with the Falcons, so did Mr. Harbaugh, trying to find a job. I tried telling you he's not coming back every week of this year, and you could not believe it. Did you know and you lied and just had a good poker face, or were you actually shocked?
No, I was actually shocked. I was not believing it until I saw it, and then I saw it, so then I finally believed it, Kay. But I truly thought that he was going to be there for another year. I was not putting my poker face on. I felt like Coach Belichick was grandfathered in. I mean, 6 Super Bowls. He puts his players in the best position every single week to win a football game. So it was just tough. I mean, it was emotional to see him go. It really was. I mean, greatest coach of all time. I wouldn't be where I am right now to this day. We would not be talking, Kay, if it wasn't for Coach Belichick. He drafted me in the 2nd round. And if you go back and if you see his interview about him drafting me in the 2nd round, the pre-draft visit, him talking about it, he said he was taking a chance, and he sure was. And I appreciate Coach Belichick for taking the chance on myself and taking me with a 42nd pick overall. And actually trading up for me and traded up with the Oakland Raiders so he can get that 42nd spot before the 43rd spot, because that was the Baltimore Ravens and they were going to select me there. So I appreciate you, Coach, for doing that. My 9 years was very, very special in New England. I wouldn't have changed a thing. If I could go back, I would do it all over again. And he's going to be successful in the future as well. I mean, he's interviewing for jobs right now. The Atlanta Falcons job is out there. The Los Angeles Chargers job is out there. He's going to do a great job whatever situation he goes into next as well.
A little schmoopy reverence moment out of Gronk for Bill Belichick. I love that. I know I saw what you were tweeting. Everybody has nothing but respect for him. But like you said, he's trying to find a job. You know what else I heard? I heard he's on Fumble.
Oh, Fumble. Yeah, he really knows what Fumble is. He doesn't even know how to pronounce any other social media names. I think he called Facebook my book. He combined MySpace and Facebook together. call Instagram like InstaFace as well. He combined Instagram and Facebook together. So if Coach Belichick knows what fumble is, I mean,
no, he's
that's
on
pretty
it. Look at his. No, I'm not. Well, he's hanging out with the younger crowd, so I hear these days. So let's take a look. He's on this coach dating app. It's called Fumble, and here's how it is. Let's take a look at his profile. I think he's got. Look at. I don't know who did this for him. Bearish. I don't know if Casario did it before he left, even when he went to tag. Who knows? But here he is. Here's his slide. Let's learn about Coach Belichick. Let's see what Fumble has to say. Okay, he's in Aries. Of course he is.
He's from Smashville.
He's from Smashville. He's in Aries. That makes sense. Strengths, hard worker, can make a great defense from scratch. Weaknesses, some people say I'm stubborn and could be a better listener, especially when it comes to the draft. Anything to add to his profile here?
He can be stubborn, especially when it comes to the draft. Hey, I don't think so. He drafted me. That was a great draft pick, Coach Belichick. He should put that in parentheses, besides Gronk. But I'll go back to his profile. I got to check it out one more time. I got to add some stuff.
Okay, what do we have to add? Maybe what's his greatest, I don't know, his greatest strength? What's his hobby?
Loves to watch movies.
Yeah.
AKA film.
He likes to watch film, aka I like to watch movies, aka film. That's freaking good. I love that. Okay, so let's see. He's been swiping on matches. We have this intel. I don't know how we got it at FanDuel, but I mean the first team up here that could be a potential fit. Can we scroll? There we go. Chargers. Okay, what do you think? Obviously, there's a quarterback there. Not that he cares. He's got a healthy ego. He's not going to chase a quarterback, I don't think. They're the second best team in their own city. Do you think this is a fit?
It's a possible fit. I don't think it's the best fit out there. The Los Angeles Chargers, big city. They got a great quarterback, like you said. I do think that does matter. And I feel like the Chargers, they underperformed this year. And I feel like he can go to a team that underperformed that has a lot of potential. And the Chargers could possibly be that fit. I just don't think it's the best fit, though, but it's definitely in the race.
I feel like it's far from home. I think he's got grandkids. I think he's going to keep his Nantucket lifestyle. I don't know if I see him going all the way across the country. Okay, who else we got? Are we done, Zoe? Okay, there we go. Here's the next one. So we keep swiping. Okay, this is interesting. Strong ownership group. Amy Adams Strunk. I love her. Is this the best fit for Bill?
No, I don't think so. He's swiping left. I don't even think he wants to do an interview with the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they just had Mike Vrabel there, who's kind of under the coaching tree of Coach Belichick.
That's messy.
So it's a little messy over there right now. Like you just said, I don't think he's going to even interview with the Tennessee Titans.
It's kind of chaotic. This next one's really weird. Let's just stay on this. Let's not go. Yeah, perfect. Now we're swiping to the Cowboys. This is a little sketchy because you know what? The Cowboys are still married. You're on the apps and you're trying to find a match when you're still in a full-on relationship with Mike McCarthy.
Yes. I think Jerry Jones is on the app as well, even though he still currently has a head coach. And Jerry Jones is just out there just to see what's out there. I think they're both swiping right. Maybe they're going to have a meeting or something, a little talk over the phone and see how it goes from there. But I think it's a little match. Maybe a side piece as of right now on the side. And if it doesn't work out, then they're going to go their separate ways.
Does this work? Does this work for him? Does this relationship work?
It could for about a week. After that, I don't see it working at all, and I see it just crashing and burning from there. So they're swiping right, having a date, and then going their own separate ways.
Okay, who's next? Okay, so he's had a meeting here. Interesting, him and Harbaugh. It's interesting because Arthur Blank, I think, is a great owner. He can go there and build whatever the F he wants and make it his own, not have to deal with the contract of Dak Prescott, not have to, this is something he can sort of mold. It's also as a winnable division, if you will.
Yes, this is a swipe right, and this is a match for both Coach Belichick and the Atlanta Falcons. I feel like the Atlanta Falcons, they kind of underachieved this year. They have so much talent, but the talent wasn't used, and that's when Coach Belichick comes into play, is being able to use the talent and putting that talent in position so they can go out there and perform on the field and make plays. That's why I think this is the best fit for Coach Belichick. They got a great offense. They had a very solid defense, and on top of it, they love to run the ball, and that's what Coach Belichick loves to start with, running the ball. So I think this is the best fit for Coach Belichick right here.
I can't believe this. Belichick to the Falcons. That is insane, but that might be the best match. Good luck on Fumble, Coach. You're coming out of a long-term relationship. Let us know if you need any help. We're going to hit a break here, but not until we give our parlay. We got to do this. We got our Kay and Rob. It's no sweat, guys. That means If it doesn't hit, it's no problem. Also, you can build your own. So it's a no sweat same game parlay, and it centers around arguably the biggest matchup on the slate. Not arguably, it is. It's Mahomes taking on Josh Allen in Mahomes' first playoff road game, his taste of the cold up in where your whereabouts, where you grew up. Who do you have your eyes on in this one?
Yes, I'm going with Mr. Rice, and that's not Jerry Rice. He's retired for about 20 years now. I'm going Rashid Rice for 50-plus yards, Kay.
I'm so glad you clarified that, Gronk. You're the best. Isaiah Pacheco, I'm going to say anytime touchdown. Let's go. He has at least one total touchdown in each of his last 5 games. They're going to try to run in Buffalo.
And I'm going with Josh Allen, anytime touchdown for my second pick. Love Josh Allen. He kind of reminds me of myself, but playing the quarterback position.
Yeah, we had Deion Dawkins yesterday basically say watching him have touchdown runs like sparks the entire team and makes them want to run through a wall for him every time. So I'm excited about Josh Allen. I'd like to see them get past the Chiefs, but I think he also have a big game, and I'll say 200-plus passing yards for Josh Allen. He's thrown for 200-plus yards in 7 of his last 10 games. So it seems like this is nice. We got 50-plus yards with Rashee Rice, not Jerry Rice. Pacheco, anytime touchdown. Gronk's got Josh Allen, anytime touchdown, and I've got Josh for 200-plus passing yards. All FanDuel customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay on every playoff game. Head over to FanDuel, ride the parlay, and if it doesn't hit, no sweat. You get your bonus bets back if it doesn't. Or, like I said, build your own only on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Okay, one question before we hit a break here. We're going to have Andrew Whitworth pop on, too. Did you see this Pickens touchdown or snowball thing?
No, I did not.
Okay, so a fan threw a snowball at Pickens in this pivotal, crucial moment in their loss to the Bills. Take a look at this. What if somebody threw a snowball at you in a big game like this, what would you do?
I mean, I don't think that snowball played a factor at all. It missed. I don't think Pickens even recognized it.
That's what I thought.
Put it this way, Kay. I was in Buffalo before.
Oh, boy.
Julian Edelman scored a touchdown, and he got a dildo thrown at him.
I knew you were going to.
I'm not surprised that snowballs are getting thrown at players in Buffalo as well. So never be surprised what gets thrown on the field when you're in Buffalo.
What did Julian do with it? What happened with it?
Julian picked it up and started hanging out with it, and then he threw it back into the crowd.
Gronk, how many snowballs would it take? How many snowballs would it take to affect peak Patriot Gronk if you were in the end zone?
I would take a snowman. They would have to build a snowman.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I want to get into the divisional round with you. The throat. You don't have any wild card experience. So we're going to talk. You got experience in the divisional. So we're going to talk about that with Gronk. I knew what he was going to say. I knew at the second I asked the question, I knew what he was going to say. Okay, chuckling Belichick.
Did you guys get to work on the Packers?
We were already in here, so we were doing it that day. We had mixed in a little bit earlier in the week, hitting up a couple of teams, but started really focusing on them halfway through the second quarter. Then they scored at the end of the second quarter, so I kind of did both at halftime, and then third quarter I was set on one team.
I like this for him that he, knew the Packers got it, but considering he and you were in the 28-3 game, is he okay to make these kind of jokes?
Kay, I really didn't pay attention to what just happened. I was actually writing some notes down real quick for later, but he made a 28-3 joke?
No, he said he started that they were in the facility preparing. Obviously, they had a bye week watching the games. They started preparing for the Packers in midway through the second quarter because they knew it was over. But really, you were at the 28-3 game, which I keep bringing up that everybody wants me to forget. And is he the person that should be making those kind of jokes?
Yeah, that's fine. He has the #1 seed. He's home. They deserved it 100%. And I agree with him a 1,000,000% that they should have started to prepare for the Green Bay Packers in the third quarter because they're absolutely demolishing the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys had zero chance of coming back. So that's called getting on top of it as a coach. Good job by Coach Shanahan right there.
Are you personally upset with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I picked them to win the Super Bowl. When they added Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, I thought they were going to take them to the promised land because I played with those guys and they got what it takes. But unfortunately, it takes, the whole entire team to, win games. And I'm very disappointed in them. But what can I say? They didn't deserve it at all. Not at all.
Yeah, and they lost to the team that my whole show thinks you hate, in the Packers.
Actually, I don't hate the Packers at all. I have newfound love for the Packers, and that's just a coincidence that I said newfound love and the quarterback is Jordan Love, but I really do. I mean, they're playing some serious ball. They're all guys that you really never heard of before. They're all young bucks. They're the youngest team in the NFL, and you got to respect the way that they're winning games right now, the way they got into the playoffs, and the way they dominate as well. They're playing real football, and I actually really like to watch the Green Bay Packers. They're actually one of my favorite teams right now.
Gronk, I'm starting to feel like this whole playoff experience, it's like not a real thing. You have a ton of playoff experience. You lost your first playoff game, then went on and won a ton of them. But like we've got C.J. Stroud looking like he looks, Jordan Love, like they're a young, reckless team that don't know what they don't know, and they might go upset the Niners. Like I think experience is kind of dead. It's overrated, I think, maybe.
I think so. 100% experience is definitely overrated. If it wasn't, then Tom and I, we would have won the Super Bowl my last year in Tampa Bay because I had 10 years of experience in the playoffs already, and then we lost to the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional game that's coming up this weekend. So we should have won automatically because we had the most experience in the NFL. I think experience is BS. I think that's way in the past. And these young guys that are coming out here, they're absolutely dominating on the scene. You have experience throughout the whole regular season. If you're not ready for the playoffs by then, well, then I don't know what to say. Your team doesn't deserve to win then. It's the best players that play, at the best time. And that's when playoffs come. And let me tell you, there's always a no-name on a team every single year. Coach Belichick always says this. There's always going to be a no-name or a practice squad player that gets called up that's going to make a huge play to help win the game.
It's so true. You guys had that guy when you beat Seattle. I can't even remember his name, that receiver, that I was like, who is this guy for the Seahawks I forget his name. He kept making plays, and I don't even know who he was, but you guys ended up winning it. You mentioned the Rams there. Now, listen, we tried getting, I don't know if you've gotten Snoop Dogg to do Gronk Beach or if he's going to make an appearance or perform, but I do know one person who went to Gronk Beach. I've never gone. He can tell us all about it. Super Bowl champion Andrew Whitworth with the Rams, of course. You were at Gronk Beach. What do I have to expect in 2024?
Man, I can't wait. Listen, Gronk Beach was hype last year. It was sick. It's only going to be better. We're in Vegas. Come on, let's go. Super Bowl in Vegas. We got to turn it up a notch. Let's go, Gronk.
I'm scared.
It's actually at the best location. It's at the Encore Beach Club, and we had it there when the draft was in Vegas a couple years ago. I'm telling you, it's the best setup. They have parties there every weekend. So Encore, Las Vegas, the Beach Club, they know what they're doing, their experience. And Andrew, I can't wait to see you there again. I don't even remember seeing you there last year, to tell you. And how could I miss you?
I don't remember much of it either, Gronk. I don't remember much of it either. I can promise you that. But listen, step aside, chain smokers. Gronk stepping in the Encore Beach Club. Let's go, baby.
Gronk, how many times have you been to the Encore Beach Club?
I went probably like 3 or 4 times in my life.
Oh, it's disappointing.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 times.
Listen, when I look at you two, I just got to say, you bring up that Super Bowl, the experience, all of it, Super Bowl 53. I'm sorry to do this to you, Whit, because Pats Rams, take me through your mind when you're watching Gronk. I can't believe why are we doing this to this poor man? Watching him with this, like the one catch that woke me from my defensive-minded slumber. What do we got?
Hey, big-time players make big-time plays, baby. This is Gronk doing what he does best in the big moments. And this is why, like he said, it ain't about experience. It's about can you handle the moment. And Gronk was always the best in the biggest moments. That's why I also know this year there's a big kick coming up. And a little setback is only an opportunity for a big comeback, baby. Let's go.
Yo, Andrew, I need you as my hype man 24/7. You can put the weight back on, get to like 3:30. You can be my security guard and hype man everywhere we go, man. We would dominate all aspects.
I'm ready, baby.
Deion Dawkins was on our show yesterday. Of course, they took down the Steelers. Now they got the Chiefs. They got him in Buffalo. He shared with me what his cheat meal is, okay? When he wins a game or whatever. 2 McChickens, extra mayo, which that's nuts. 2 McChickens with extra mayo, 2 McDoubles, and a large fry. He didn't tell me if he gets a Coke, but he better. He's a savage. How does that size up with what you guys used to eat? And I need to know your cheat meals. Andrew, go. Back in the day.
I wasn't a huge cheat meal guy. I ate everything in my way, but I was probably more of a tequila. I was going to have me a tequila when the game's over. I was a little more worried about that than probably the cheat meal. I can guarantee you that. I was inevitably going to eat. That's all I ever did.
You're like, that wasn't cheating. It was my job. Gronk, what was your cheat meal?
All right, every time I went home to Buffalo, New York, I mean, they got the best food there, and it would always be a chicken finger sub with steak on it, so they would call it a stinger. And then you would have pizza on the side as well with blue cheese as well on the other side, so you can dip the pizza and the sub, the chicken finger sub, into the blue cheese. And let me tell you, you got to try it out. You got to try it out. Buffalo only.
Man.
All right, I have two amazing guys here, Super Bowl champion, the biggest cowboy. Give me what your biggest prediction is before we let you go, Gronk. Give us what you think's going to happen this weekend.
Oh, can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. All right. My phone just said power under 20%. So, all right. My biggest Super Bowl prediction is Andrew.
Not Super Bowl, this week.
Oh, this week. All right, this week. All right. I'm so excited that Andrew's on the show. I'm just losing my thoughts.
I know.
This week. Oh, you didn't let me think about this at all, okay? But I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills finally taking down the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. They're playing at home. The Buffalo Bills are on fire. They deserve to be where they're at, winning the last 5 games of the season, then absolutely dominating whoever they dominated again last week. I forgot the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's who they dominated. A team that fights hard, and they whooped them. So I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Here we go, Josh Allen. He's going to take over and rule Kansas City.
What do you think, Andrew?
You know, I don't know if I have a big shocker, but I am interested in seeing Jared Goff handle business this week and go back to the Bay and have a chance to take another team to the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to seeing my guy Goff have a chance to go to San Fran, pull off the upset in the Bay, and take himself to the Super Bowl.
That's why we love Andrew. You lost to Super Bowl with him. You're championing. I want to get into him. I want to get into a little bit of Stafford. Gronk, love you. I can't believe you said the D word on my show. I literally cannot believe that you did that.
What's the D word?
Julian Edelman, get out of here.
Oh,
Get out of here. We got a classy guy joining us next.